The BumbleKast is for entertainment purposes only. The host's comments and opinions, and those of their guests, are wholly their own and do not represent that of any other entity. Content is provided as is, with no guarantees of accuracy or timeliness.
Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello. Yeah, that's all I got. Hello.
Well, that's fine, because we have a ton of questions to get through from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Oh, crap. For real?
Oh, yeah, dude. Scroll. Look at it all.
Oh.
Look at all that majesty.
Oh. Okay, well, let's not waste any time then. First, Swagmaster E starts us off. How would an anti-Nights into Dreams play out? What about anti-Nights Journey of Dreams?
That's pretty easy. You just flip the script. It's Nights is trying to cause all sorts of nightmares, and Wise Man is sending out all of his creations to stop him.
Uh-huh.
And loses.
Yes. And then you've got Riala. You play as Riala, maybe. I don't know. Riala's the hero.
Stay as Nights. Stay as Nights. Journey into Nightmares.
Journey into Nightmares. What happened? Yeah.
Just have him be, still very sprightly and kind of jaunty, but he's delighting in the misery that he's bringing to all the children.
I mean, I think that's in character regardless.
All the kids with their aspirations, and he just goes and going, yeah, but what if you screw up? What if they don't like you? Yeah. Riala's like, dude, no, stop.
Rude.
Nights is like, Paraloop, ha!
I am less familiar with Journey of Dreams. I know it's a bit more story heavy, but I don't know.
I'm not super familiar with it.
I don't know the story of it personally, so have your own fun making up your own anti-Journey of Dreams down in the comments. Alolan Figment asks, if you could choose any Mario power-up to be real, what would it be and why? Let's see. There's a lot of timed ones that are kind of like, well, they'd be nice to have for the few seconds they last, but...
Yeah, I do like the idea of the ones that kind of give you one hit, so if you're goofing around with it, and you happen to just, not see that truck, you can pick yourself up going, well, should have watched where I was going. Back on with my day. Not to be pedantic, but does Yoshi count as a power-up? I mean, he originates from blocks. He gives you extra skills that you wouldn't normally have, and once you take a hit, you lose it.
Maybe in Mario World and in other games where he functions the same way.
Because if I could have Yoshi, yeah, he'd eat me out of house and home. But come on, rideable dinosaur, and wherever I go, I get a sick drum beat where I'm going.
That's true. It's a good point. But Yoshi is soluble in water, according to Mario Sunshine. Not in any other game, though, just in Sunshine, weirdly enough. It's very odd that the rules only apply to Yoshi, particularly in Sunshine. Maybe it's particularly the water around Isle Delfino that Yoshis do not enjoy. Very odd. Let's see. I'm trying to think. The Hammer Brothers suit is cool and rare, but it is not very useful. It's just unique, and that makes it neat. So I don't know about that.
I mean, maybe the Tanuki suit, because you get to fly with that, and you don't have to actually do the up and down thing with the cape that I'm terrible at.
Yeah.
It's just swing your tail and woo-ha!
Yeah, there's the feather, which is that, but without being able to turn into a statue, and you don't have to wear a fursuit everywhere.
But it could be cozy.
Could be. Looks cozy. That's true.
And honestly, who doesn't want to turn into a statue, Kyle?
I mean, sometimes. It's only temporary, though.
You just sit on the side of the road, and as people walk by, transform back going, hello, and they go, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, true. The problem with the star is it's very time limited.
And really, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah. I guess we don't have a proclivity to doing things that will hurt us intentionally, at least. I guess
Look, dude, I got the star. High five. Oh no, you're dead. But I got 500 points for it.
I guess there's the raccoon suit, the white raccoon suit that gives you invincibility. The white Tanuki suit. But that's only per level. Once you finish the level, you're done. I don't know what counts as a level in real life, but...
And don't you only get it if you fail repeatedly?
Yeah, well,
like, I don't know how many reincarnations I want to go through just to get the white fursuit. Thanks.
True. All right, Andrew D. has a question. Well, Anti-Archie Mega Man may be over, but we can continue with the anti-version of the games. Next up would have been Mega Man 4, where Dr. Wily used Kalinka as a hostage to force Dr. Cossack to fight Mega Man for him, and presumably take over the world for him as well. What happens in the anti-version?
I guess we go with this scenario. Cossack is legit trying to take over the world.
Uh-huh.
And Mega Man can't have some Ruski stepping in on his father's territory, so he goes to war. And then when he kicks Cossack's teeth in, Cossack's like, no, it was Wily. He kidnapped my daughter. And I was like, I was over here having some coffee. What are you talking about? I didn't do nothing. And then Kalinka, who has been waiting this entire time, just pops out of the burlap sack. Oh, he kidnapped me, the monster. And I was like, when did you get in here? What's going on? Leave me alone. I'm an old man.
Oh, Wily. And Tails asks, Rousey invites Susie to her castle for an unforgettable luncheon. Filled with determination, the marketable plushie forgoes his Instapot cauldron, instead opting to try cooking for real. Unfortunately, he ruins his roast, causing steam to fill his kitchen. When Rousey eventually presents Susie with a plate full of dark burgers, does the monster girl suspect that he purchased fast food disguised as his own cooking, or is she none the wiser?
No, she ain't gonna care. She's gonna eat. It's a free meal. She's chowing away, and then she kind of notices the quote-unquote steam. Goes, hey, what's that? The Aurora Borealis. Huh, neat.
Down here? At this time of year? In this part of the underworld?
Yeah, she doesn't care. That's one of those science terms for nerds.
Yeah, true.
Pass her another steamed ham.
Pretty much. No, they're dark burgers.
Fine. Steamed dark burger ham, whatever.
I guess. I don't know. Add one to the counter, and Tails.
Gonna take a quick detour because we got a question for you, Kyle.
And for you.
Oh, yeah, it's for you. I'm close on this one.
Okay.
This one comes from Blues Le Sharp. Kyle, Andy, no, sorry. Can I get some specific video game and remix recommendations? 2 scenarios in particular, anything with regal imperial Chinese feel or befitting a very intelligent Eastern dragon. And second, the creepiest, most foreboding songs you can think of, especially if they give the feeling of a hopeless situation due to a sinister mastermind. I have a final boss theme in mind for both, and if nothing comes to mind, some obscure final boss themes are always great. Thanks!
Well, let's see. I'll start off with something more modern from a game I have been playing a lot of recently. The Age to Ha boss themes from Genshin Impact for your Eastern Dragon. Yes, those are very good. Ode to Age to Ha and Rage Beneath the Mountains, I think, are a fitting final boss theme or boss themes for what you describe. And then for a hopeless situation due to a sinister mastermind, I originally was thinking Ganondorf's battle theme from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is pretty hopeless and a sinister mastermind situation, especially when the, spoilers, health bar refills. And then he starts like doing your own moves against you. That's scary. But no, I went with something a little more retro this time for this one. Black Banquet from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the final boss theme from that game. That is a very oppressive feeling track, I feel. If you're looking for final boss themes, I think those are pretty good picks. Unfortunately, I don't have any remixes for you. I kind of glanced over that. I don't have any off the top of my head. I just saw specific VGM and remix recommendation. I just saw specific VGM recommendations started going through OSTs. So for remixes, might have to get back to you on that one.
I mean, but people really go out of their way to make oppressive or scary remixes, though. Wait, what am I saying? Of course,
yes, of course they do.
Why did I even ask that question? That was dumb.
Okay, I'm thinking like let's go back to old school OC remix. If I'm thinking like an old oppressive mastermind track, I guess, or maybe the Eastern Dragon one too. It might fit for both. There's a track on Overclocked Remix called "Bowser is Pissed," an arrangement of the castle theme from Super Mario Brothers, the first one. I mean, maybe that might fit. I haven't listened to that track in years. I wonder how it's aged, but
man, that takes me back.
It's a funny title. Bowser is pissed. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of normal for him. All right, KB has a question. Nintendo's recently said on the Nintendo Today app that Mario and Peach are good friends and help each other out whenever they can. I personally find this claim to be a bunch of baloney. I believe Mario and Peach totally have a thing for each other. What are your thoughts on Nintendo's claim, and why does it seem like companies nowadays have such an aversion towards allowing romance into their works? I think we know why.
I think folks need to read into this a little better.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty clear that if Mario wants some cake, his good friend Peach will help him out.
They are good friends. Wink.
And if Peach needs help with the plumbing, her good friend Mario is going to help her out. Do we understand this here? They are very good friends.
Wink.
That help each other out.
Uh-huh.
And when they saw Bowser at the other end of the airship, they're like, hey, we like your vibe. You want to go to another castle?
Wink.
I mean, it's kind of tragic because now Bowser Jr. doesn't know who his mom is, but that's kind of what happens with that scene. You got to be careful.
Don't worry about that.
And this isn't like particularly one-sided. Bowser tried to lock it down in Odyssey.
Yeah, he did.
And when Mario saw it, he panicked. He tried to lock it down too during the final cutscene. Peach is like,
Yeah, no.
Keeping all my options open.
No, yeah.
I mean, when you rule, why do you have to choose?
Exactly. Although, really, in reality, I understand completely why most creators, companies, they want to avoid romance because, I mean, have you seen fandom?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. Also, and I don't speak from any particular point of experience. This is coming from all of the licensors and materials I've worked with.
Yeah.
There is an aversion from advancing the narrative because then it's not evergreen. And not only do you have to update your branding, but you also have to update things on the legal side as well. There's a business component to it, which is just ridiculous. I hate it. I mean, it's part of what comes with making a product, but it really is such an anchor to tie around the neck of any franchise. But, if they did cement, Mario and Peach are together, then you can't do any kind of, is Mario or Peach looking at any other character that comes down the line? Or why isn't Mario, ascended to king and now Peach is now queen? Are they going to have kids? Where does the story go? I think it's pretty fair established that Nintendo does not care about advancing the Mario narrative.
Not really,
in any cohesive, coherent way.
No.
So,
as
just
saying
they're good friends keeps it, the kid gloves are on. It's very accessible to every age range, and they don't have to worry about what comes next because they're just friends.
Mm-hmm.
And on a less pessimistic, sarcastic note, it is kind of nice to have an example of a man and a woman who are just friends.
Sure.
That they go on adventures together, that they are supportive of each other with no ulterior motives. That's a good message to send out. Let us buff that silver lining until it shines. And ignore the Laketus that they throw out.
Uh-huh. I do like the oblivious Mario, though. That's some of the fandom has come up with that, and that's very funny. Peach is the one getting friend zoned, and not Mario. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. And Mario doesn't even realize he's doing it.
And you also notice they didn't say a darn thing about Daisy or Luigi, because that's obvious.
No. Oh, that's very obvious. Yeah. All right, Comic the Hedgehog has a question for both of you. What works of classic literature do you think are worth a hype? What books did you have to read for school that you loved and thought was great? What's your go-to, it's a classic for a reason book?
I'm biased here. It was one of my focuses in university, but I think a lot of Shakespeare does hold up. But you need a good professor to help guide you through the language.
Yeah.
I think if you go in completely blind, you're going to hit a wall. You're not going to get a lot of the more subtle context. You're not going to get a lot of the jokes, because some of them are very well woven into the language, and part of them are contextual for the time period. So if you're viewing it through the proper lens, if you can decipher what's there, not just read it straight, you gain a greater understanding for it, and you understand why it has endured. Part of it is because it's been put on a pedestal, and it's like, oh, this is the pinnacle of human writing. It's like, it's pretty crass in a lot of places. This is popular fiction.
Yeah.
This is the friends of the area. Okay. It's not necessarily highbrow, but it's still very well constructed.
Yeah. I really liked
1984. Was another one. Sorry to step on your toes.
That's okay.
1984. Another good one, and I have come to appreciate it a whole lot more as time goes on and I become more aware of the world around me and how things work.
Yeah, the only problem is a lot of people do not understand that book, either because they haven't read it or because they took the wrong lessons from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were going to say?
I was going to say To Kill a Mockingbird I really enjoyed. Yeah, I don't know. This was just a fascinating story. Same with Of Mice and Men. I thought that was a good one at the time. Granted, it's been like 20 years almost. So now I'm like fuzzy on some of the details. It's like, what?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time remembering exactly what here's the thing you're going to read.
Yeah.
Do the book report on.
Yeah.
For me, what is it called now? The book about Holden Caulfield. Catcher in the Rye. Thank you.
Okay. I don't remember reading
I don't
that
know
one.
about this. I don't remember the story itself necessarily being that influential, but the lessons around it, the desperation to deconstruct every single thing in it and find some greater meaning. What is the author trying to say? And my frustration with that going, sometimes it doesn't mean anything. It's just part of the story. Ducks don't necessarily mean anything, or maybe they do.
Yeah.
And that was for me, one of my most formative moments, understanding, the whole concept of death of the author and perception of, reader versus writer's intent.
Mm-hmm. That makes some sense. I remember, I think I remember Beowulf. It's not a long story. It's a short story, pretty short story. But I think I remember Beowulf mostly because the teacher who I had it with at the time was such a great performer. He really knew how to tell a story. He was very good at it. And he did a lot of that with the Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur stuff too. He's just a really good, interesting, and fun storyteller who was one of my favorite and one of the best teachers I had in high school. And that was a senior year English teacher. He was amazing. I miss that guy.
And Brave New World, which I realize years after the fact I didn't appreciate for what it was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was all on board for the sci-fi side of it and then kind of fell off towards the end. And now looking back at it with greater understanding and greater experience, I go, oh, that's what they were getting at in the latter half. And an interesting read at the very least.
Nice. All right, Conga has a question. One thing I love about Doctor Who are the fate worse than death monsters like the Weeping Angels or the Cybermen. In your opinion, which monsters from Doctor Who is the most terrifying, and what's the worst fate you've encountered in fiction?
Not being a big Whovian, I don't really have a lot of experience with it. I know I've said it before on the show. I watched a little bit of the Eccleston run, like 3 episodes, which right there will tell you my experience with Doctor Who. And some of you out there are already gnashing your teeth going, no, you need to watch this one. I was like, I understand. I'll add it to the pile. But I never understood the terror of the Daleks. I thought they were goofy trash cans with plungers.
Yeah.
Until the one particular episode where Eccleston is locked in a room with one, and his reaction to it sold me on the notion of, oh, this thing's actually dangerous. Like, this dude who was so cool and affable about everything is losing his mind. And then when he realizes it's been de-weaponized, the gleeful mockery, that's not a strong enough word. His hatred for this thing and his delight that it couldn't do anything to him and that he could hate it openly was really unsettling. And I liked that. It was like, okay, I understand just through his reaction to it that this is a big deal and it's deeply personal. So that much got me on board with the Daleks. For fates worse than death, there was an episode of Batman Beyond that did a spoof on the Fantastic Four, and basically one of the characters just fell into the center of the earth and would not die.
Oh no.
They were going to spend the rest of their immortal lives at the core of the earth being crushed and burned and unable to escape. And that's bad. I don't like that.
That is bad. That is bad. Yeah. Weeping Angels are interesting. Freaking, they are terrifying. I don't know enough about Doctor Who at all. Like, I haven't watched it either, like Ian, really. But I know about the Weeping Angels, and they're a little terrifying. Gotta say. There's actually a metal band, Machine Supremacy, who did a video for one of their songs, All of My Angels, that features prominently the Weeping Angels, and they're a bit creepy. It's a little scary, so yeah. Also, by the way, go check out Machine Supremacy, please. They're really good.
I seem to remember the twist to one of those stories was that the Statue of Liberty was one giant weeping angel.
I believe that.
But because it's such a landmark, there's always somebody looking at it at some point.
Yeah.
And that's creepy. I like that.
Yeah, that is very creepy. Ugh. All right, let's move on. We got Double L here with the longest text adventure of our lives. To recap, me and Ian share a body. In a room, we got one door, one bathroom, a bed, and a window. One reinforced metal sheet covering a cracked window. We have 5 dust bunnies, 1 delicious mouse, and 2 bite-sized mini mice in our inventory. Our previous actions were, we both did a lifting of the door. Pulling your resources together, you put all your effort into sliding your reptilian fingers into the food slot under the door. The fingers barely fit. With your thumbs disappointed, they can't play. You brace yourself and lift like an Olympian, but the door refuses to yield. You hear from a voice from the other side exclaim, Sifat Ramak, Clamio Padir, Dinohe Ved Drana. Delhi translate.
You spoke to whoever's out there.
Another new voice just laughs before you hear the unmistakable sound of a weapon cocking.
Well, they can't shoot us through the door.
Are you sure about that?
It's so reinforced.
It's got a big hole in
it. That's where our fingers are.
Uh-huh. They can shoot our fingers.
With Olympian level reptilian strength, can't move the door. Okay. So the only way they can shoot us is to open that door.
Good point.
I say we call their bluff.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not necessarily put all our strength into moving the door, but make it seem like we're still trying to get out so that they try to open the door to stop us, but we'll be ready for them and just ha-ha!
Okay.
Counts.
So you would like wait on the side of the door that it has the hinges on it to open and have it open on us, and then
bait an ambush.
Yeah, okay. I'm into it. I'll go along with this.
Do you want to roll
play your game you wrote
in case I you want to, propose a backup plan in case I've led us to disaster?
I don't know what our backup plan could be. I don't know. Go for the window again. Although we can't do that either. Crap.
Yeah, it's got a blast shutter on it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we can't go for the window. I mean, close the door on them. Literally, just as they're stepping in, close the door on them.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of is investigate the bathroom and see if there's any
I guess that's true.
Spaces for Deli to investigate and find a way out, a way to short out the system if you can get to the electricity.
Yeah.
But that's not nearly as exciting as Big Reptile Monster Man ambushing Secret Scientist Military Squad.
True. I guess we can try looking into the bathroom if yours does not resolve.
So double L. Step 1, bait and ambush. If that fails spectacularly, retreat to the bathroom and see if there is something for Deli to investigate.
Okay, we'll go with that. Here's a question from Dove. Ian, are you familiar with Darkstalkers? Did you play the games, watch any of the anime, or even the American animated series? What are your thoughts on this iconic monster franchise? And if you could write a crossover with Darkstalkers in any other franchise, how might it go?
I am passingly familiar with the franchise. It's from that era of Capcom where I just love the art style.
Yeah.
The extremes that they push the models and just the fun and whimsy of it. I've got a few art books that I got from some friends. I just like to look at the pictures. It's such a fun, wacky fantasy series.
Yeah.
That, I would love the excuse to like deep dive into the lore and devote myself to. Capcom, if you're listening, I'm here. I remember I watched an OAV back in my college days, bought the VHS box set. Yes, children, VHS. Because I had rented the original from the first episode from a Blockbuster, and it was fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. Played with the crazy style of the game, but in a somewhat grounded universe. I'm like, this is great. I'm going to buy the box set on faith.
Uh-huh. I remember this.
That was a mistake. Oh, that was a waste of money and time. Man, oh man. It lost the thread so hard. Moments of it were still pretty, though. And that first episode, I maintain, is fire. All right? Watch that one. Just not the rest. I know I saw the American version on USA Network back in the day, but no, didn't watch it at all. Yeah. And as for a crossover, I think the easiest fit, at least off the top of my head, is Power Stone.
Okay, if you're going Capcom and Capcom, yeah.
Like I feel like their different flavors of fantasy would mix well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the chat's just choking on their tea because Power Stone mention.
Look, that first game is one of the best inventions of humanity since like running water.
They're both amazing, but yeah. Power, great
the second game's a little too party game for me. I know Power Stone is kind of a party game, but yeah, I don't know. I feel the first one is just a little tighter, a little more fun, but that's me.
Yeah, I think it would work with Castlevania. It seems like the obvious mashup to me, but, still, I think that could be interesting. All right, Flint Toaster has a question. Since you guys like dinosaurs and some Jurassic Park movies, have you seen the show Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous? If not, add it to the, despite it being a kid's show, it's surprisingly good and dark. It also has an ongoing sequel series.
I did not know about the sequel series.
I didn't know about the series at all. I didn't know there was a show.
Yes, I have only heard good things about it.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad they've done some things.
It's a solid enough kids show, but it's also a solid Jurassic Park show.
Okay.
Like, there are consequences. People get eaten.
Good.
You don't necessarily see the viscera dropping on the screen, but it's pretty clear. Not everyone makes it out alive.
Okay, it's animated. All right. I was wondering about that.
So it is definitely on my list, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're dinosaurs. They eat meat. It makes some sense that there would be some human eating going on So, like, it would be kind of like really weird if you had a Jurassic Park show and nobody like lost an arm or anything, which apparently happens. So,
I mean, I remember when it was initially announced, I'm like, oh, is this going to be like Land Before Time, where kids go to their magical little adventures with their friendly, cuddly dinosaurs? It's like, no, it's Jurassic Park.
Okay.
You think you have control, and you do not have control.
Good.
So.
Good. Frozen Apple Juice asks, crossover time! Wiley makes Robot Masters based off the Z Fighters. Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, Yamcha, Tien, and Chiaotzu. Mega Man has to go through a tournament against them. How does he use their moves, and what are some of their weaknesses?
I know the obvious for Goku would be like just an instant full charge Mega Buster Kamehameha, but I kind of like the idea of him having like the power pole, like an extended rod that you can like hit from a distance above or below, use also as like a utility item to scale objects or cross pits. I think that would be a neat subversion of expectation.
Yeah.
Piccolo, he's got to get the special beam cannon, a piercing drilling beam. That just would be cool. I'm using the English names of the attacks because that's what I grew up with. And I would probably butcher the Japanese ones.
Sorry, purists.
Krillin, well, I said I was going to use the English ones, but I'm going to call it the Kienzan because I can't say Destructo Disc with a straight face. That's...
Why not? That's amazing. That's the best.
Because that's just one mispronunciation away from making this an adult program, and I can't do it. So the Kienzan, a energy saw blade that you can actually direct briefly around the room. So high risk, high reward. You're stationary as the weapon moves around, but you can control where it's flying around and does considerable damage, especially if you can like juggle the opponent with it. That'd be kind of neat. Tien and Chiaotzu, are they like a dual unit? Do you just like get little Chiaotzus that you can fire from your Mega Buster? They latch onto the enemy and explode. Doesn't necessarily do a ton of damage, but breaks the armor, I guess, if we're going to be really meta with the commentary there. And I know what you all are waiting for. You want me to say Yamcha Man gives you a self-destruct and you wind up in a crater on the ground. Ha ha, funny joke. No! You get a cool melee Wolfang fist attack from him, okay?
Okay.
Giving Yamcha his ups.
Well, did you do everybody?
Yeah, but the weaknesses, I mean, I guess Goku's got to be weak to Piccolo's.
Okay.
We'll go back to the overused joke about Yamcha getting blown up, so he's weak to the Chiaotzu missile. And gonna do a deep cut and say the Shinku Ho-Ho applies to Tien, so using the Chiaotzu missile on himself hurts himself. He's weak to his own weapon, Dual Metal Man. And technically, Krillin Man is weak to everybody.
Oh, poor Krillin Man.
Who is Piccolo weak to? Nobody.
Of course. All right, Gideon W. asks, Servbots, minions, rabbids, there seems to be a narrative niche these things fill. I'm just curious about your thoughts on this trope, namely what makes it work, if ever, when the latter two show it's easy to be a thing that becomes a meme to dislike.
I mean, there's something appealing to just the little jabbering things. I mean, I'm sure there's a number of other examples out there that are escaping me at the moment. But,
Servbots, like, they talk.
Yeah. I'm the little green men out of Toy Story.
Yes, they also talk.
Yeah, just that kind of mass of little cutesy mascots that share a brain cell.
Yeah.
And are there for a singular purpose, which is to be the mob. I don't know. What is so appealing about that?
I don't know.
Outside of we as a species just like collections of cute things.
I guess. Dude, are the rabbits cute?
Well, to some people.
I guess on a...
And some people like bugs. I
don't know, bugs pretty cool.
But you bring up a good point. They're always villainous, or at least to a degree antagonistic. You don't normally see the hero with his gaggle of minions.
No, because the minion is usually something you associate with a villain. Usually villains have like armies of things.
Yeah, I guess it makes it the accessible, oppressive army.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure the orcish horde from Mordor has the big eyes and go rabba.
The green men from Toy Story, they aren't really that annoying, and also they're not very villainous. So they're a little bit of a different thing. They're their own thing, sorta. But they're in a similar
no, overarching antagonist to Toy Story either.
I suppose not. It's a different one every time, so good point.
But even then, with the Buzz Lightyear show, Zurg had his Zerglings, little cutesy bug minions of the same shape and size. Probably because they already used up the concept of the little green men in a positive light. So, but now you got my wheels turning. What would a story be like where the protagonist has his army of minion rabid servbot things? What would that be like? Oh boy, another thing to put on the pile of things to do.
Well, I guess Tronbot is more of an anti-hero than a villain. I don't know. She's more villainous in the first game, though, I suppose. But then she kind of became her own thing. So, I don't know. Could go either way. All right, Hero Squad has a question. In 2 separate scenarios, Venom becomes a football quarterback and a sports broadcaster. How does it go for both?
We are coming to you live from the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, Eddie and Venom would be like their own announcer and color commentator. They just you only need one guy in the booth, and I don't think anybody else would want to be in the booth with Venom anyway. So makes some sense there.
You have Eddie giving the dry commentary, the actual stats, some relevant historical data to each of the players, and then Venom's head just kind of closes around him and says something snarky, about each one of them.
Exactly.
If as the player, though, I mean, technically there's 2 of them, so that's 2 quarterbacks. That's at least a halfback, if my math is right. And
I'm not sure that's how that works. A halfback is an actual position.
Is it now? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know sports ball. I have had both my father and my brother try to explain football to me, and you can see the frustration mounting in their eyes as I just kind of stare at them as a cow does an oncoming train.
There's a halfback, there's a fullback, and there is a quarterback. What's the difference? I don't know.
Well, one comes with a side of fries, and the other one comes with a pop.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you got your combo meal, you got your half combo, and then you got your individual. Yeah.
Anyway, Venom, the football player, just web slings across the field and eats people along the way. It's incredibly unbalanced.
Yeah, he's cheating. What the heck? I don't think they would allow him to play more than one game.
He's very disappointed after he chews on the football and discovers it isn't actually pigskin.
Apparently, this came about because Hero Squad confused Tom Hardy with Tom Brady. Good job, Hero Squad.
It happens.
It happens. I get it. Very similar names. That's pretty good. All right, here's Jara with our question before we take a break. Seeing as how you're a writer for Sega, I'm taking that to mean you have an encyclopedic knowledge of every Sega franchise. On that note, if you were suddenly told that Sega were going to be doing a revival of the franchise Shining Force, and they wanted to come up with both a story for a game and serve as lead writer for a tie-in comic series, what would you do? Shining Force happens to be my favorite Sega franchise, so I'm rather curious.
Oh, good. I can disappoint and insult you at the same time.
Oh, no.
I don't know a lot about Shining Force outside of it seems like kind of Sega's answer to Fire Emblem, and that if you make that comparison, Shining Force fans get really, really angry. So apologies in my ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
But going off of that jaundiced understanding of the franchise, I would just take a page out of the Fire Emblem playbook and do, what was the name of the Fire Emblem title that saved the franchise? Fire Emblem
Awakening.
Awakening. There we go. Take a page out of Awakening and do a all out sequel based off of the first game, but able to stand alone in its own right. Like, highlight what's great about the Shining series, have it be its own self-contained story, but with clear callbacks to the first game and meaningful progression between the two, so that the hardcore fans can go, oh, neat, I can understand how this event has eventually led to this one, or how this character is the long descendant of that one. If there's any like immortal or long-lasting characters, they show up again, perhaps in a revamped and cool form. And just tell a good rollicking fantasy series.
Mm-hmm.
For the comic tie-in, perhaps do something that is vignettes between story missions or moments that highlight the principal party cast within the adventure without being too spoilery for the game itself. Having the two come out concurrently with one supporting the other would be a scheduling nightmare, but it would be an interesting challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And really, a chance to do a Fire Emblem-esque game story would be right up my alley.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's kind of like 3 different sub-series of the Shining series. You have the early dungeon crawler games, the first 2, Shining in the Darkness and Shining the Holy Ark, which were like the original games. And then Shining Force is sort of a spin-off series in its own way, but it's become sort of the dominant name of the franchise. And then there's action role-playing games, which are just Shining, like Shining Wisdom, Shining Soul, Shining Wind. It's all just Shining with extra words added on the end of it. So each game is a standalone story, luckily, so don't really need to worry about much of anything beyond that. So I guess
I wonder then if you could pay tribute to the franchise with a singular title where you have the tactical map but additional dungeon crawling stuff for extra loot and experience and EXP grinding. And then you can either let the computer do the auto calculation for the fight or do the action RPG thing for a potential better outcome if you can perform better than the computer would naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a little cumbersome to navigate unit, play out brief fight, navigate next unit, play out fight. That might beleaguer things. I don't know. If you make it snappy enough, it might be all right.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the most popular game in the series is, but it might be best to focus on the characters from that and build from there. I'm trying to think, like Shining Force 3 might be the big one, but I can't remember. I can't remember if it's that one or not.
Well, Jara or anyone else, please educate us, comment below, and let us know how very wrong we are and what you would like to see.
Yes.
If in this hypothetical Shining Force by me thing.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break so that you can type all of it up, and we'll be right back with more BumbleKast.
We're the bee and the berry. I'm the bee.
Straubs. No, I'm the bee.
Oh, my bad. We can cut that, right?
No, we can cut that.
Okay. We're the bee and the berry.
I'm the bee.
And I'm Strawberry.
And The Bee and the Berry is an irregularly scheduled podcast where we talk all things Sonic, writing fan fiction, and fan creation.
We snoop around at fan events, review the latest and hottest Sonic content, and host interviews with our fellow Sonic fan creators.
You know, just girly things.
And hey, if you want, you can totally send us any discussion topics or questions you'd like us to talk about, and we might answer them.
Or we might not.
But hey, you never know. You can find us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, and YouTube at The Bee the Berry.
Okay, we're running out of time here. Gotta grow fast.
Ciao!
We're back, and we got a question from Chrysalis. Scenario time! Ian, it seems that things have taken a bit of a weird route for you, as you have miraculously been transformed into a Darkner and given a Shadow Crystal. How will you attempt to achieve freedom from the narrative?
Oh, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I'm a Darkner with a Shadow Crystal. I'm going to have one of the coolest tracks in the game.
Oh, it's a Delta
by default.
Thing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I get to be the optional boss. This is great. Or Maybe not necessarily optional, but like the super hard, interesting one that everyone replays a million times over. Yes, I get defeated repeatedly, but I will never die because everyone's going to come back to this moment and I am going to have a kick-ass battle track. I will take that L for that W. Bring it on.
Okay.
And I get some kind of poignant, tragic backstory or motivation as well. So everyone will like adore me and forgive any kind of evil that I do in my particular chapter. I win no matter what, even if I lose the battle technically. No, I am perfectly happy being in this narrative.
Good. All right, Quishpin has a question. What do you think of the trailer for Fixed by Jennie Tartakovsky?
I have not seen it. What I have heard about it doesn't particularly appeal to me. Not my brand of humor. I mean, good on him for trying to break out of his comfort zone, I guess. But I don't know. Not my particular interest this time around. And I say this is someone who holds Gindi in high regard.
All right, Noni asks, there are 5 mods. There are 6 main characters, and My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Which pony is which mod? Everyone knows that Nova is Spike.
Okay.
There are 6 mods, but you said 5 in the question. Whatever.
Maybe Noni's not counting themselves?
Noni can't count. Which pony can't count? We know Noni's that one.
I don't know. Maybe I'll be Applejack because I'm the only one with a natural Southern accent.
But there are 6. I think we're only talking mods, not us.
Mods? Okay. Shoot.
Yeah.
I wanted to have fun Southern accent and apples. So many apples.
You're Celestia, apparently.
Great.
I don't know.
All flesh and no substance.
I don't know what that means.
That means my siblings are cooler than I am. That's 100%
okay.
on point.
Strawberry says you're Applejack's brother.
You know what? I will take that.
Okay.
I will take that with a smile and a thank you.
I have no idea who any of these people are, who any of these horses are.
I'm struggling because
I don't know who Rainbow Dash is.
It's been so long since I went through the show. Yeah.
I don't know who Rainbow Dash is in terms of our mod team.
Chaotic energy and flying, we'll give that to Kazzy.
Okay.
Straub we'll give to Rarity. You know, class, sense of fashion, all that.
Okay. I'm getting suggestions that Puppy is Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, all right, I can see that.
I guess. I don't know enough about Pinkie Pie to say yes or no.
God, who all is in the main 6? Who's Fluttershy in this?
Huh.
Who is the sweet, unassuming, always positive and uplifting one?
I don't know. That actually might be Puppy.
Yeah.
I think that's more Puppy. Devious, I don't know.
I've already forgotten who we've named and who we haven't.
Twilight Sparkle is one we have not named, I guess.
All right, so the knowledgeable one who's trying to keep everything under control and organized.
That's also Cassie.
Yeah.
Devious likes to cause trouble. Maybe he's Rainbow Dash.
I suppose. You know, the mods can fight it out amongst themselves and they can get over any hostilities because friendship is magic.
Well, there already are. Some of them already arguing in the chat. Okay. Now Nova's taking Discord, not the program, the character,
cheating.
But I don't know.
I'm suggesting you all fight for my amusement. I'm Discord.
Noni. Okay. Strawberry suggested that Noni be Twilight, and Noni says, well, I am 2 steps away from a mental breakdown at any moment. So, okay, that works. And now Nova is threatening you in the chat, so
Good.
Come
at me, bro.
All right, you guys figure that one out yourselves. Have fun with that. Here's one from NOP The Matrix. The 1OK Rock Brain Rot is strong, so I must ask, have you listened to their music?
I don't think so.
Out of that
I
one...
say think.
Yeah.
I say think because I am terrible with bands and music, so I may have heard them and gone, yeah, this is great. I have no idea who this is.
Well, out of that one song at the beginning of Frontiers, no, I'm not familiar with 1OK Rock. I'm sorry. I've not listened to them. I've heard good things. People like them, but I didn't explore any of their music beyond that one track. So, Nikki Rabo has a question. Hey, Ian, I've been looking through your portfolio on the Bumble King website and found one of your earliest official works in comics was something called Leet, the comic for gamers. I've tried researching the comic myself, but outside of that tagline and a few eBay listings, I can't find anything on it. So I ask, what is this comic? How did you end up working on it? And what was it like working on it?
Wow. Thank you for looking. You validated the fact that the site exists.
Yes.
Okay. Settle in, children. Story time. In the long, long ago, back when the internet didn't totally suck, there was a website called KeenSpace. There was also a version called KeenSpot, and I don't know which came first. Point was, it was a free webcomic hosting site, and you uploaded your stuff. They had a lot of templates you could go off of, and so long as you uploaded regularly, you could gain a following. And there were ways to monetize and do merch and stuff. It was very innocent and exploratory at the time. And tons of people came out of the woodwork to do all sorts of stories, serious stuff, comedy stuff, fantasy, sci-fi, everything. And most of it was done in the style of newspaper comic strips, 3 or 4 panels, sometimes your bigger Sunday comics, which was part of the appeal. And it gained so much popularity and momentum that they started doing printed comics where some of the more popular creators could do stories in a traditional comic book format. One of the strips that I followed got a chance to do their own story, and they were looking for help to do it because they couldn't maintain the regular strip and do a comic on the side. So I volunteered, and I did the line art, the digital shading, and the lettering. I did everything but write the thing, and only did the one story, and it is awful. Like, if you manage to track down a copy and you leaf through it, you're going, I understand why Ian is a writer and not an artist. Like, oof. It was, I feel bad I got paid for this. But, number one, the head of the project was super cool about everything. Very nice guy. And number two, it was an invaluable learning experience on my end for the process. To work with a script and try to figure out how it works on the page, to understand how much work goes into each step of production. Just the lettering alone, figuring out how to fit it all in one balloon, how to fit it in the panel, how to draw the art, knowing that you need space for the lettering. I'm not proud of that work, but I am glad I did it because it made me a better writer and creator overall.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like KeenSpot is still kind of around. It's called Comic Genesis now.
Oh.
As of 2005, apparently. So, and it's still up. And there's still comics hosted on it. I don't see any called Leet, so you're out of the woods, Ian, for now, unless someone scrounges it up somewhere. But
well, Leet was an anthology comic. Okay. There were multiple creators, multiple stories in each issue.
Okay. I think a lot of them are... It seems like... how many comics were on this site? Because...
Oh, back in the day, hundreds.
Now it's down to like 17. And some of them haven't... At least one of them I clicked through. Looks like it hadn't been updated since 2012. So, but it's still up. There still exists. And... it's KeenSpot because if you go to their store, it goes to keenspotshop.com.
Wow.
So, yeah, and they still have, apparently, physical comics for sale, too. So, interesting. That's a very old part of the internet, I should say. It's amazing what's still up sometimes when you go looking for it. It's like, oh, that's still there, huh? We're old, Ian.
Yeah.
Yep. Onyx Dawn asks... It's Ian and Kyle's Jurassic Park Part 2. After being left behind on Isla Nublar, why is that so hard to say? Kyle and Ian, who survived because the Rex was a vegetarian, have managed to escape the island on a boat, but their friendship is in shambles due to them nearly getting each other killed in the previous movie. Rye, still hunting them down in petty revenge, interferes and crash lands on Isla Montanceros, a nearby island only inhabited by non-dinosaurs. Even worse, Rye finds a laboratory and creates his own genetic hybrid to finish his foes. Do Ian and Kyle manage to rebuild their friendship so that they can survive, or do they fall prey to Rye's hybrid, the Flinophagenex? Did I say that right?
I have no idea, but it translates to Flynn-eating master.
Uh-huh.
Which, props to you, Rye. That's kind of a hardcore name.
I mean, Onyx had made it up technically, but Isla Nublar.
Specify non-dinosaurs. So we're talking like aquatic reptiles and avian reptiles and like early Triassic critters that weren't technically dinosaurs?
Or are we talking humans?
Or are we talking like ancient mammals? What are these? Regardless, I think it's assumed there are large beasties on the island and we are in peril for it. And most of it is a redemption arc where, we're helping each other to get across the island and survive. And through our various trials and tribulations, we learn to forgive and forget. And the Act 2 twist comes in as let me see here, Flinophagenex, I don't know, is released. I'm assuming Rye has like an observation deck on its shoulders so he can ride and laugh at us as we flee in terror.
That's literally all he does, yes.
The third act is us scrambling through what remains of the active volcano base / helicopter launching pad. And as you're climbing up the ladder behind me to get into the helicopter, I say, the thing is supposed to be a Flynn-eating master. I guess if it eats you, it'll just die from malnutrition. And I kick you off the ladder and you scream, shaking your fist as you fall into the thing's maw. And I take off going, ha, the volcano will burn you alive, Rye, and your monster. I'm sorry, Kyle, but one of us had to survive. And that's when I didn't realize the security cable is still latched to the landing strut of the helicopter. So I ping pong paddle right back into the volcano.
Okay.
And I shake my fist at myself. Oh, my hubris! As I sink into the lava.
Okay, so we both go out, volcanic blaze of glory. Got it. I mean, that works. What do we do with part 3 then?
We'll get to that if we get asked that.
I'm being told that I would be fine because it only eats Ian's, so that I could tame the beast. But I don't know. Rye might be too tough for me. Might throw me over the edge of that observation deck. I don't know. I don't know if I could take him. Oh well. In part 3, they get better.
In part 3, clearly Professor Rye has harvested what's left of us and creates some kind of dino hybrid, locks us in a cell, and Double L takes the story on from there.
Oh no. In part 3, Ian is replaced with Scarlett Johansson. Okay.
I don't know if she could pull off the beard, but hey, we'll see. She's looking at the contract. I have to gain how much weight for the role?
Yeah. All right, Professor Scruffy Matter. Each of you are transported into the Marvel or DC cinematic universe of your choice and receive a superpower. Where would you go, and what existing characters would you team up with or battle against?
Can I go to whatever Power Pack illustrated by Gordy Hori universe?
That's not
cinematic. Doesn't matter if it's Marvel or DC.
That's not cinematic, is it?
It has to be cinematic?
That's what it says. Marvel or DC cinematic universe. Yeah, sorry.
I thought I figured my way out of this.
No comics for you.
Oh, phooey. All right, cinematic universe. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about the new Superman, so maybe that's the safest bet.
Maybe. I don't know. Based on what happened in that movie, it's a little, you might be in some danger.
Well, I mean, there's superhero cinematic universes. There's going to be perils regardless.
Well, yes, true.
It's the one that has the most hope? Question mark?
For now. It's early days, so,
In
the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's a lot of baggage.
Yeah, it's like, what is it like in that post-snap cosmic opened universe? Like, everyone goes about their day like normal, except they know that space aliens are real.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's kind of depressing to have such cataclysmic world-changing events happen, and it just goes back to the status quo. No, I'll go with a Superman cinematic universe that I haven't even seen for that sense of freshness and hope.
You know what? I'd agree. Yeah.
And, my superpower is going to be just invulnerability. No flight, no X-ray vision, nothing. It's just, when that giant 40-story tall monster comes stomping through my neighborhood and he leaves my house in rubble, I just kind of sit up going, dagnabbit, dust myself off, go get a coffee or something, put in my insurance claim.
Yeah.
When Brainiac comes through and starts shooting his War of the Worlds vaporizing beams and I get zapped by, it's like, well, now I'm naked. Dagnabbit. It's going to be a long walk home. Oh, it's not been rebuilt yet. Son of a biscuit.
Well,
but we've got this version of Superman who's going to like swoop up with like a decent outfit and say, here you go. I'm like, thanks. How much do I owe? And he's like, don't worry about it. No, dude, Superman, I got to pay you back. I can't just take clothes off you, man. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. You got to rebuild your house. Well, I appreciate it. You're a cool dude. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, I got to stop Brainiac now. Yeah, you have fun with that. Actually, I might be able to help with that. Oh, well, since I already don't have to worry about my wardrobe and I'm invulnerable, just like huck me through the core reactor of his ship. I'm not going to feel it. He goes, you know what? Fair enough. Punts me straight through the thing. I'm not allergic to kryptonite. I land, somewhere else in the city, but, Flash can run me back to what's left of my house. It's fine. It works out.
Okay. You really thought this through.
I'm not like a full-time member of the league, but if they need like a ballistic that's kind of a team player, sure.
Okay. I would go to the same universe, but I would teleport just because teleporting is cool. That's all. And also very convenient. I'm tired of like having to walk everywhere or drive or fly or whatever in a plane. Just boom, instantly appear where I need to be. Perfect.
Kyle's the thinking man.
I suppose. Soccer Cot has a question. Judy Hopps is now the Easter Bunny. How does that go?
Obnoxiously.
I'm sure she's very pleased. She doesn't seem like she'd be very pleased at all.
No, like every single egg in its placement would have to be registered. She'd have to go through multiple forms to ensure that the egg distribution was legal and binding instead of just like littering or like the unlicensed distribution of foodstuffs in non-food safe environments. They'd have to be in a very specific zoned locale so that individuals who are licensed to search in that area can do so free of any safety concerns. It'd be such a drag.
Truly. No fun at all. Steven has a question. Strong Bad versus Rolf from Ed, and Nettie. Who would win?
Rolf, not a competition, man. Strong Bad's cool and all, but he's a wrestleman who has trouble with someone with an extreme underbite. Who seriously shouldn't be that big of an issue. Rolf is the son of a shepherd. He has muscles as thick as his nana's pudding. All he needs to do is don the hat of discipline, and that's it. That's the end of the fight.
Strong Bad lose? Weird. Strong Bad's more of a snarky comedy man than he is a fighting man, though, so... Ironic for a guy who walks around in boxing gloves.
Basically.
Yeah. Tetsuya the Wise asks, the Wheel of Ka turns once again, but this time, instead of starting his journey in Midworld, Roland ends up within the underground of Undertale. Does this world have the power to fix this broken gunslinger, or will it lead to yet another cruel fate?
Oh, I don't like this one. Because people forget Roland is a bad man.
This is a weird crossover.
Like, we sympathize with him because we see his glimpses of humanity, and he's the protagonist. We inherently want to see the end of his journey and him succeed, but Roland is a bad man. He dropped Jake in the abyss so that he could continue his journey. Granted, everyone in Tull came after him, but he didn't really hesitate too much to open fire on everyone. Roland will kill anyone, step over anyone to continue his pursuit of the tower. That's the tragedy of him. There might be some good in him. There is a shred of honor somewhere, but his obsession destroys everything in his wake. That is the horror inherent to the Dark Tower series. He's going to be fighting Sans there at the end with an extreme body count behind him. It's going to be a freaking amazing boss fight, but no, this is the genocide route. This is no good. They're all going to have a bad time.
That's no good. Except for us, I'm sure the theme song will be great. The battle theme. All right, Twilord asks, if I sent you 4 pet hedgehogs with very familiar names, would it be possible to ask questions about them, mostly to confuse other listeners?
I applaud your chaotic energy, but please do not do that. I do not have the room, capacity, or interest to take care of 1 hedgehog, let alone 4.
You have to do that enough as it is. Let's not physically add actual hedgehogs to the plate. Vibo Bebo asks, how would the crew of the Fortune's Lap handle a super busy dinner rush?
Terribly. Absolutely terribly. Like, Lissy is going to freak out because she wants everybody happy, and everyone's getting upset because their food is not arriving accurately or on time. Foreign's getting grumpy in the kitchen because he's trying to actually cook some proper food, not this schlock that they wanted to throw out on a plate. Wind is going to throw together whatever, and when the complaints come in, she's going to pick a fight. She's going to go full Waffle House on whoever doesn't like whatever she produced.
She's going to catch that chair.
And Jobun, I guess he's taking orders because he's not going to be in the kitchen. Are you kidding me? If Wind and Foreign aren't fighting the customers, they're fighting each other. He's going to stay out here where there's no fire. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I like these guys, but this is not an adventure that they're going to succeed in.
Well then. All right, Vineclad has one for us. Instead of doing the standard question, how about we do a bit of a role reversal today, shall we? Do you two have any questions for us?
How are you doing today?
My question is, why? What am I asking about? I don't know. Figure it out.
I mean, it's a pretty open-ended question that can have a lot of answers. And as funny as it would be is to put like a 10-minute silence segment here so we could actually pretend we're listening to you. We all know that we can't hear you, so just list it down in the comments below.
Exactly. Thank you, Vineclad, for this wonderful prompt for us to solicit interactions. Make that algorithm very happy. The Cyberspace Coco asks, hello, Ian and Kyle. This isn't so much a question, but letting you guys know that I'm hoping you guys are feeling better and hanging in there amidst this chaotic year and all your health issues. Shame this year's been rough and hope things improve soon for the both of you. Well, thank you, Cyberspace Coco. It's very much appreciated.
Very much appreciated.
Yep. Yes. We, me and Ian are on the same page there. Things seem to be calming down a little bit on my end at least, but,
good.
We're still got the whole thing going on with the stuff, and I don't want to get into it right now.
Sure.
But I know you guys, a lot of you guys listening know what's up, so thank you. Wiki B asks, how do you know something like a story event, a character moment, or interaction, or anything you write into a script is or isn't serving the story? Is it based on if it progresses things towards the next part of the plot or not? Or if it's pushing a character forward in their arc or not? How do you know when something is wasted fluff to cut out? Is that wasted fluff ever worth keeping sometimes just for the audience entertainment or fan service?
There is no catch-all answer for this one, and it is the eternal struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Some rules of thumb to go by. I don't know how many thumbs we have in this scenario, but whatever. They rule. look at the scene itself and ask yourself, what does it accomplish? What is the point of this scene or character or interaction, whatever it is? What you're evaluating? What are you trying to accomplish with it? I'm not asking what it's doing for sure. I'm asking, what is your intention with it? And then, is it achieving that goal? And is it necessary? So if the scene itself is accomplishing the goal the way you want it to, then step back and look at your project on a whole. Can this moment or this progression be achieved elsewhere? Have you already achieved it somewhere else? And does this achievement have any kind of long-lasting repercussions? Does it do anything for you in the long run? You have to be really analytical with this, which sucks a lot of the fun out of the room, not going to lie. And sometimes it is just there because you think it's cool, because it's a fun moment, but it may be that this particular character interaction has already been done in another way elsewhere, or will be done in a more impactful way later on. And you don't need to spend the time and the resources here and now, and it's safe to cut it. I mean, that's one thing you can always do is, as you're building it up, cut it out and see what happens. If you read it start to finish without that scene and everything's working just fine, you didn't need that scene, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the luxury of lingering on moments or having just time to do something fun, I personally don't see anything wrong with it. It really depends on the type of project. With Drogune, I had to cut back a lot of stuff because in the first pass, we really took our time and savored the moment, but we weren't getting anywhere fast enough. And with the new approach, we're going a lot more rapidly through events. I'm losing some interactions and some world building that I would have loved to do, but they're not important to that story. And you can get context of the characters and their world in different ways just as effectively.
All right. Is that all for that one?
I mean, I could probably ramble on for another hour and a half, but that's a good way to start, at least.
Alrighty. We have one last request. It's from DDRMM. In homage to the Sonic Twitter Takeover's Proud Edition, could you and Kyle do your own awkward rendition of the Macarena?
3, 2, 1. Macarena. Macarena. Hey, Macarena.
Oh.
Kind of turned into Link there at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curse you, Zelda. Curse you, sages. Curse you, Macarena.
There's actually, let me check this. There's a remix on Overclocked Remix. Once again, I'm bringing them up second time this episode. That is like Zelda Macarena, I think it's called. I think it's literally called that.
No.
Or no. Okay, it was an April Fool's. Okay, that's right. It's an April Fool's joke. April Fool's remix posted called Macarena of Time. That's right. Unfortunately, it's no longer on there, but it's around there. It's around. You can find it. It's just not on the site anymore. It's not officially posted. So
well, you're not going to find us around anymore because this is the end of the episode.
Yes,
we'll come
indeed.
back for the next one. Thank you to everyone who submitted their questions via patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or by being a YouTube member. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
We will see you next time on the MumbleKast, apparently.
BumbleKast. BumbleKast. Hey, it's the BumbleKast.
Hi! You said MumbleKast, I'm pretty sure.
You know what?
That was pretty good. That was pretty funny. It's no, you're
sure, why not?
Too tired. I'm too tired to go back and fix that. Screw it. Leave it in.
Oh, yeah. It's fine.
People know what they're getting
into. Part of the entertainment
with
of the show is my failure, so run with it.
Part of the entertainment of this show is us falling apart at the hour and 23-minute mark. All right, Soccer Cops has it. Soccer cops. Sorry, soccer cop.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
I did take Saturday off to just play video games and not work.
Yay.
And I got to a point in Death Stranding 2 that I've been waiting for because they showed it off in the trailer. And the most coherent, lucid summation I can make is that Cyborg Joker fights a 8-foot-tall robot samurai with a lightning shooting guitar that is also a superheated battle axe.
Okay.
And if you pull up that scene, you will see I am not embellishing. I am not misconstruing anything for the giggles. No, that is it. That is what happens in that scene.
Cyborg Joker, huh?
Cyborg Joker.
All right. Why not?
I mean, Troy Baker is so hammy. He's basically honey glazed. I love what he's doing with the role, but there's just a point in the entire scene where I'm sitting there going, I don't know what the hell any of this is, but I'm entertained, and that's the point, isn't it? When you get down to it, I'm entertained.
I mean, Cyborg Joker is one hell of a pairing.
Booyah.
Oof.